Hey guys, so I want to bring out this topic today. I think that the planning in the modern IT world is a mess. And let's talk about it. Let me give you an example, right? So let's suppose there is like a regular company, like IT company which develops software, and there is a development team in that company. And then the project manager who is managing products in this company comes to this development team and says this, that we have a feature and we need to deliver this by that time, right? And then the developer says, well, actually, you didn't even ask us about feedback, right? So like whether we can deliver it by that time or not, what time it requires to implement. But then the project manager basically answers that, guys, we already promised this feature to a client, right? So there is no other option other than implement, right? So then the development team says, okay, we will try to do it by that time, right? And what happens next is that there is another project manager which comes to the same development team and says, well, guys, we have another client and they're asking us this feature. And, we also promised them this feature by that time, right? So we have no other option other than to implement that feature by that time. And again, they didn't ask any opinion for the development team. They didn't ask for any estimates, right? So they just say, we have that promise, so we need to accomplish it, right? So, and then what happens is that all of these features and deliverables are assigned to this dev team. And of course, by having these tight schedules, they try to squeeze all these features into the sprint or the quarter which they're working on, right? And most of the time they just can't implement that feature by a certain deadline because ultimately the estimate and the expectations made by the project manager is not realistic, right? So I think the main problem here is that maybe it's not even the problem of developers, there's no problem of project managers. I think the main problem is that there is no planning process on itself, right? So basically, managers, they're hesitating to go to developers and ask for the feedback. They're hesitating to deal with the complex process of estimation and scheduling, and they just assume some estimates and expectations based on their own vision of development process, right? Where they're not like experts. And developers are hesitating to ask project managers to provide certain basically process of planning, right? And in the end, what happens is that both of these things get messed up, and then both the developers can't keep up with the plans, and they fail to deliver something and get burned out by trying to accomplish the unrealistic plans, and the project managers don't have their features delivered by the promised time because ultimately they didn't provide or they didn't chase the right expectations. So I think what needs to be fixed here is to make a really good and flexible planning process, which should be accomplished all the way through the development process, right? So by constantly adjusting the planning and expectations according to the timeline, to the development, and to feature priority, right? So only in that case everyone can be on the same page, the features can be delivered by the expected time, and the developers are not overwhelmed by the development process. That's it. Thank you for today, and like, share, and subscribe.